Sagittarius, stop for a moment and listen closely. Tomorrow, Tuesday the 18th, there is a scene the universe wants only you to witness. Someone who once planted doubt on your path, someone who once laughed at your effort, tomorrow, they will lower their head before a victory even you did not expect. And in these first 30 seconds, I want to give you a clear promise. If you stay with me until the end, you will understand why this victory arrives exactly tomorrow. Why your Sagittarius soul sensed it long before it happened, and why this moment is the turning point that can shift an entire direction of your life. If your heart is vibrating as you hear these words, write this in the comments. I am ready to rise into my destiny. It's not just a line. It's a signal you send to the universe, saying that Sagittarius is ready to step into their own victory. And if this message touches something inside you, give a like. Share this light with someone who needs hope. Because what's coming for Sagittarius is truly big. Now, come with me to the next part. To understand why the 18th becomes a destined threshold for Sagittarius, and why the universe chose this exact moment to lift you in front of everyone, my dear Sagittarius, tomorrow is not an ordinary day. It is like an invisible doorway the universe has been preparing, waiting for the right second to open in front of you. Some days pass quietly like flowing water, but some days feel as if the whole world shifts, guiding you to the exact place your soul is meant to stand. Tuesday the 18th is one of those days. This is a moment when the sky aligns like a perfect piece of music, and at the center of that melody is you. When the sun forms a trine with Jupiter, your ruling planet, it is light meeting light. A wave of expansion and blessing falls over your entire energy field. If anyone doubted you, dismissed you, judged you with narrow eyes, this transit dissolves those judgments, not because you want to prove anything, but because the universe decides to illuminate your path. And when light speaks, shadows step back. At the same time, Mars activates the deepest layer of your inner fire. Maybe these past days you felt more restless, more awake, as if something big was approaching even if you couldn't name it. It wasn't random. Mars was awakening the warrior in you, helping you stand taller and walk into new territory without fear. Then, the 9th house lights up, the house of vision, faith, truth, and breakthroughs. This is your home territory, Sagittarius. When this house activates, you stop living by reaction and start living by guidance. You begin to see the meaning behind every challenge and the direction the universe is pointing you toward. What once hurt you becomes wisdom. What once confused you becomes clarity. What once made you want to quit becomes the foundation beneath your next step. And then, Chiron touches your deepest point of healing. This is when the past loses its weight. Those who once hurt you no longer hold power. Instead of carrying wounds, you begin carrying light. Instead of avoiding your past, you face it and realize you're no longer the person you once were. Chiron doesn't bring revenge. It brings the justice of maturity. It makes those who doubted you quietly witness your healing, your rise, your glow. When these rare alignments converge into a single day, it's no coincidence. It is orchestration. Maybe you have felt yourself changing recently, feeling less drained, less pulled backward, less trapped in old fears. You feel as if you're approaching a phase only your heart can explain. That's the sign. Sagittarius always feels destiny before destiny reveals itself. Throughout your life, you walked roads filled with stones. You stood up in silence many times. You swallowed your hurt alone. You endured seasons where the world believed you weren't strong enough, smart enough, worthy enough. But what they never saw was your inner endurance. Sagittarius doesn't fall. Sagittarius steps back for a moment, refills their light, and then returns stronger. Victory isn't about defeating someone. Victory is rising after everyone thought you wouldn't. That rise is destiny marking your name. Not because you want to prove anything to anyone, but because you finally see your true worth. And when you live from that worth, you don't need revenge. Life itself arranges your justice in the most beautiful way. There is something vital my Sagittarius needs to remember. No one can block what is written for you, except your own doubt. Not the person who hurt you, not the rumors, not the betrayal. The only thing that ever delayed your path was the doubt living in your heart. But tomorrow, as the energy turns, that doubt will dissolve like morning mist. Your path becomes clear. Your destiny opens. Your intuition becomes undeniable. Sagittarius was not born to be understood by everyone. You were born to be guided by the universe. Your strength was never in pleasing people, but in the unshakable faith burning inside your chest. You are the sign of light. And even when light walks through darkness, it always remembers how to return to the sky. Tomorrow, that light rises. If you feel a soft stirring inside you, a small but powerful awakening, it means you're ready. The energy of tomorrow is the universe confirming that you never walked the wrong path. You were simply arriving at your moment. From this point on, your life no longer moves from habit, but from purpose. This is what makes tomorrow a destined day. Not because of a random victory, but because when that victory arrives, you will finally know your soul was right all along, even when others could not see it. If you are ready, we continue. The next part of this journey will take you even deeper. To understand why a Sagittarius never collapses, but always returns, brighter than before. My dear Sagittarius, when you look back on your life, you will see one truth clearly. Your path has never been smooth. Since you were young, you faced whispers, doubts, and eyes waiting for you to fail. But you kept going. You kept moving. You kept walking with a heart stronger than people realized. People have called you unrealistic. People have called you delusional. Some laughed at your goals. Some quietly wished for your failure just to feel right about their own choices. But they never understood one thing. Sagittarius does not break. You are the kind who, when life throws you to the ground, you don't stay there. You rise, brush off the dust, and continue as if the fall never happened. To some, that makes you unpredictable, hard to read, easy to misunderstand. But to the universe, you are one of its strongest warriors. Within your storms, there was always a quiet truth. You carry a natural power to be reborn from your ruins. You have stood in moments when everything collapsed at once. People you trusted walked away. Opportunities you hoped for disappeared. Efforts you gave were unseen. Dreams you cherished turned into disappointment. But even in your darkest nights, you kept one tiny spark alive. And for Sagittarius, one spark is enough to rise again. Your heart has always leaned toward light, even when surrounded by people who wanted you to stop. Maybe it is because you were born under Jupiter, the planet of faith and expansion. You cannot survive in spaces where your fire is dimmed. You cannot breathe in a life that cages your spirit. You need room to grow, to stretch, to reach for something greater. Those who don't understand this often feel threatened by you. They don't understand why you keep moving, why you fearlessly start over, why you tolerate failure and still rise, why you refuse to live small. But you know why? Because deep inside, you always hear the voice of the universe, a pull that keeps you from giving up, a whisper reminding you that life is not just about surviving. For Sagittarius, life is a pilgrimage toward wisdom, a journey to discover truth, a path to uncover the real light of your soul. And only the strongest souls can complete that journey. Maybe there were moments when you wished you weren't so sensitive, that you weren't so trusting, that you didn't give so easily, that you didn't get hurt so deeply by betrayal. But over time, you began to realize something. Every emotion, every wound, every heartbreak was actually the fire that forged your heart into something stronger. The very things that once brought you to your knees have become the pillars that help you stand tall today. And because you walked through all of that, you now understand people more deeply. You understand life. You understand faith. And you understand yourself in ways you couldn't have before. Through those chapters, you learned how to become quiet, how to walk without applause, how to be strong without needing anyone to notice, how to heal in places no one else could see. And strangely, those invisible moments were the ones that shaped you the most. Because Sagittarius never needs praise to know they're on the right path. You only need to feel the vibration inside your soul, and that vibration is the mark of your inner light. Sagittarius is an honest sign. You don't know how to live with two faces. You don't know how to hide your emotions or pretend for approval. When you love with your whole heart. When you trust fully. When you hurt deeply. And when you let go completely. This honesty often makes you misunderstood, but it also makes you one of the most genuine souls the universe ever created. In this world, we need people like you. People who dare to go first. People who dare to believe in the future when others only see storms. People who choose truth over convenience. People who keep walking, even when the road ahead is foggy. Sagittarius is always the one carrying the torch of hope and belief. You are the kind of person who inspires others to become better, not through your words, but through the way you live, through the way you rise after every collapse, without losing the goodness inside you, through the way you fail, without becoming bitter, through the way you hurt, without becoming hopeless, through the way you get lost, without giving up. That is why, even when someone wished for your downfall, you returned stronger. That is why, even when someone doubted your abilities, you reached places they couldn't. That is why, even after being misjudged countless times, you never lost the kindness in your heart. Because even when no one understands you, God does. He sees the silent effort. He sees the nights when you hold your heart together so it doesn't break. He sees the moments you choose forgiveness instead of revenge. He sees the days you're exhausted, but still choose to keep going because quitting doesn't feel like truth to your soul. He sees everything, and he lifts you in ways even you don't fully understand. Sagittarius always rises stronger because you're not relying only on your own strength. You rely on faith, on light, on the protection the universe gives to honest souls. Every time someone looks down on you, the universe looks at you more clearly. Every time someone doubts you, the universe confirms you. Every time someone hurts you, the universe heals you deeper. You were born to be a symbol of endurance. And all of that leads to one simple truth. Sagittarius always comes back stronger because you never return as the same version of yourself. Every wound creates a new you. Every broken trust forms a stronger faith. Every loss opens a deeper part of your soul. Nothing in this life can extinguish your fire, because fire is what you are. And when tomorrow comes, every person who ever doubted you will fall silent. Not because you proved anything, but because your light will be too clear to deny. The next part of this journey will open the story of this reversal of destiny, and why those who once hurt you will have no choice but to watch you step into a new chapter filled with light. Sagittarius, we will walk into that chapter together. My dear Sagittarius, when a soul arrives at the crossing point between past and future, between wounds and healing, between shadow and light, there is always a moment when the justice of the universe is placed on the phone scale. And for you, that moment is now. Not someday in the distance, not in a vague future, but right here, at the threshold you are about to step through. Maybe you are not waiting for justice. Maybe you're no longer seeking explanations. Maybe you've stopped caring about those who hurt you. But the beautiful thing about Sagittarius destiny is this: justice still finds you, even when you don't demand it. And the reason is simple. Because the universe sees everything. For months, even years, there were people behind you, doubting, judging, undermining your path. They didn't believe in your potential. They didn't believe in your heart. They didn't believe in the miracles you were quietly building. Some left you at your weakest moment. Some said things that pierced straight into your chest. Some wanted you to fail, just so they could feel right. But over time, what they didn't see was your strength. And what they never expected was that your strength didn't come from anger or retaliation or the need to win. It came from the light within your soul. Your justice was never revenge. Your justice was elevation. And the sky right now reflects that perfectly. Saturn, the planet of lessons, responsibility, and truth, is pressing heavily on those who once caused you pain. This isn't punishment, it's consequence. Saturn forces people to confront themselves, not through words, not through outside events, but through the mirror of their own choices. Nothing stays hidden under Saturn. Every jealousy, every manipulation, every wound they threw at you is now returning as the very lesson they must face. Meanwhile, Jupiter, your ruler, is expanding blessings in a way only the universe can orchestrate. You might already feel the shift, the ease in your mind, the clarity in your vision, the steadiness in your heart. When Jupiter opens its light, your path stops feeling like a struggle. It becomes a current carrying you forward, farther and faster than ever before. Destiny is turning. Not maybe, not someday, but now. And strangely, the first ones to feel it are the very people who tried to hold you back. Enemies often sense your rise. Before you do, they feel the shift in your field. They see your glow growing, and it unsettles them, not because you've done anything wrong, but because your light exposes the shadows they hide from. But what brings tears to their eyes is not your success, it's their realization. The realization that you never deserved the hurt, that you never deserved their doubt, that your effort, your kindness, your silent endurance were real. And sometimes, regret has more weight than failure. You were never fighting to beat them. You were fighting to grow beyond your old self. And now, as you rise, they don't just see your victory. They see the smallness of their own choices. They see the grace you carried even in pain. They see the truth they refused to recognize. You were always worthy, always deserving, always chosen. And that is what brings their tears. Not defeat, but awakening. In Western faith, in the hearts of people who believe in God, one truth never changes. God does not seek revenge. He does not bring battle into anyone's life. He simply places everyone exactly where they must stand to learn. And he returns to you what you truly deserve. Not more, not less, never late, never biased. When you were hurt, he saw it. When you were misunderstood, he saw it. When you were abandoned, he saw it. When you were judged unfairly, he saw it. And he waited for the right moment, the destined moment, to lift you. The universe is the same. It does not favor anyone. It responds to energy. What you plant is what you receive. What you give is what you get. Those who live with kindness receive blessings. Those who cause harm must face their own shadow. No one escapes this. No one can cheat energy. No one can outrun what they create. Sagittarius, You are living proof of this law. You did not humiliate anyone. You did not seek revenge. You did not wish for anyone's failure. You only wished for peace in your heart. And because of that purity, your victory shines even brighter. It carries no bitterness, only truth. The truth that goodness never loses, even when suppressed. Light always rises again at the right moment. Your victory is not about anyone else. Your victory is your journey. A journey you have walked too far to turn back. A journey where every pain made you wiser. A journey where every doubt others threw at you only strengthened your resolve. A journey where, no matter how dark the sky became, your heart still searched for light. And finally, the light found you first. When destiny turns in your favor, you don't need to shout for anyone to notice. You only need to stand still in your own peace. The universe will handle the rest. They will see. They will understand. They will realize. Your journey, Sagittarius, is far from over. When one chapter closes, the next rises before you, brighter, wider, and filled with more potential than you've ever seen. And that is exactly where you're heading. In the next part of your path, we dive into how the 18th opens a door in your career, in your reputation, or in your purpose. A door that could shift the entire direction of your future. Your journey is still unfolding. You are still moving, and the light is still clearing the way. Sagittarius. To understand why the 18th becomes the moment that activates a completely new chapter of your life, we must begin where every shift in the cosmos begins, in the quiet, powerful movements of the sky. There are days when energy drifts by like a soft cloud. And then there are days when the movement of the planets feels like a bell rung just for your soul. And tomorrow is one of those bells. Not a bell of warning, not a bell of chaos, but a bell of awakening. A bell calling you into a new phase of your life. The 10th house, the realm of career, destiny, reputation, and the purpose you're meant to rise into, is opening a door. A door that only those brave enough to step forward can truly see. The 10th house is not the house of small steps. It is the house of leaps, the house of turning points, the house of moments so significant that people cannot help but look at you differently afterward. And Sagittarius, tomorrow, is one of those moments. You may have felt yourself standing between two paths for a long time. One path safe, but tight, repetitive, shrinking your spirit. The other path wider, brighter, but making your heart race because you don't know what waits ahead. And over these past days, you've felt yourself being pulled gently but unmistakably toward the light of that second path. This is not a coincidence. It is the 10th house closing the old chapter and opening the new. You'll recognize it through signs subtle but unmistakably real. Maybe you wake up earlier than usual, without knowing why. Maybe you feel lighter, as if a weight you carried for months has quietly slipped off your shoulders. Maybe you feel a warm current running down your spine, telling you that you are returning to yourself. Not the old you, but the stronger, brighter, freer version of you. And then the thing you've waited so long for begins to move toward you. A message, a call, a confirmation, a door you thought had been closed or never meant for you begins to open just a little. And what's strange is, you don't panic. You simply feel right, as if this was written, as if some part of you always knew this would arrive. You just didn't know it would be tomorrow. When something is activated by the 10th house, it does not enter softly. It enters clearly, directly, powerfully, like a foot hitting the ground hard enough to echo, like a sign you cannot unsee. Your heart will beat differently. Your intuition will sharpen. Your body will know. Tomorrow, in just a few seconds, you may receive a signal that shifts the direction of your life. It could be an opportunity you were once denied. It could be a position you once thought you weren't ready for. It could be an apology you never expected. It could be recognition you've waited far too long to receive. And it will leave you silent for a moment, not because you're shocked, but because you can feel the alignment between your heart and your destiny. You've changed. You're stronger, brighter, freer. And the universe always responds when a soul returns to its true place. When that opportunity arrives, you'll know this is not random luck. It is the reward for every night you almost gave up, but didn't. It is the answer to every quiet prayer you whispered while your heart was shaking. It is the universe saying, "You passed the test of the last chapter." And the most beautiful part is this: tomorrow's event won't just open a door for you. It will reveal a truth you've carried in your heart for years, that those who doubted you, those who dismissed you, those who underestimated you, must now see what they refused to see. Not because you proved yourself, not because you fought to be right, but because destiny itself is proving it for you. In that moment, when the news you've waited for finally arrives, the people who once stood behind you will feel something shift inside their chest. Not just surprise, not just shock, but realization. Realization that they judged you with small eyes, that they overlooked a strength in you they never bothered to understand, that they mishandled something precious they once had access to. They will look at you differently, not with pity, not with indifference, but with awakening. They will understand that you didn't simply survive the pain, you grew from it. You didn't just continue, you ascended, and that is what brings tears to their eyes. Not because you defeated them, but because they see how small they were next to the person you've become. Sagittarius, tomorrow may begin like any ordinary day, but do not be fooled. In the quietest moments, destiny often arranges the biggest shifts. You may be walking when a message arrives. You may be working when intuition whispers. You may be sitting in silence when a wave of energy rolls over you. And that is the sign. A repeating number. A dream from the night before. A sudden knowing that makes you stop. A feeling that the universe is speaking to you. The universe doesn't use words. It uses signs. And when you recognize them, you'll understand tomorrow is no accident. You are stepping into the door made for you, the door you've been waiting for, the door your soul recognized the first moment it felt it. And as you walk through it, You'll feel the old energy fall from you, like dust you no longer need to carry. Tomorrow doesn't just activate your victory. It activates the version of you that was forged in tears, in goodness, in courage, and in choices no one else ever saw. You've come so far. You've grown so much. You've remained true, even when it hurt. And now, the universe simply answers what you have already given. The 18th opens not just to offer opportunity, but to show you yourself, your strength, your light, your worth, the truth you've known deep down. You were never weak. You were simply waiting for the right moment. You may feel the urge to look back for a moment. You may remember the people who made your journey heavy, but the universe does not want you to return to the old path of reacting. No retaliation, no bitterness, no arguments. What belongs to the old energy is no longer aligned with who you're becoming. The justice of the universe does not require you to interfere. All you need to do is let karma turn on its own. A luminous soul does not need to prove anything. Light never tries to shine. It simply exists. And when it exists, darkness withdraws on its own. That is the highest law. When you rise through light, you are not defeating anyone. You are simply becoming yourself. And that alone changes the entire flow of everything around you. Do not let your heart carry any residue of anger. Do not allow your mind to be pulled back into the places that once hurt you. Darkness only clings to the spaces where light has not yet reached. When your heart brightens, the wounds of the past lose their power. And tomorrow, when the door opens, you will understand why every step of this journey had to happen. Every part of it was forming the strength you now carry. In these days, the most important thing is not looking outward, but looking inward. You have come too far to return to doubt. You have fought too long to abandon yourself at the final step. You have risen too many times to stand on shaky ground now. No one is your true enemy. That is one of the greatest lessons a Sagittarius soul must learn. Those who hurt you were only catalysts. Those who made you fall were only tests. Those who doubted you were only mirrors of the darkness you've already surpassed. The greatest enemy has never been someone outside of you. It has always been the doubt within your own heart. When your heart no longer doubts, no one can defeat you. When your heart is bright enough, no one can mislead you. When your heart is open enough, every blessing can find its way into your life. The universe wants you to keep your heart bright. Keeping it bright doesn't mean being perfect. It means keeping your soul at its highest frequency. When your heart is bright, your words soften. Your decisions grow wiser. Your intuition sharpens. Your path becomes clearer, and blessings multiply. People think blessings come from luck, but blessings come from frequency. The higher your frequency, the more blessings flow toward you. During this time, stay focused on your own value. Not the value the world wants you to show, but the value your soul already knows you carry. You don't need to prove your worth with words. You've proven it through how you live, through the moments you didn't give up, through the kindness you held even when you were hurt, through the perseverance you maintained even when you were doubted. The universe has seen all of that. And that is why tomorrow is coming for you. Tomorrow is not just a date. It is the moment that marks the maturity of a soul who has walked through so much without losing itself. You will not enter tomorrow as someone waiting to be rescued. You will step into it as someone who knows they have been chosen. Chosen not because you were perfect, but because you were authentic. Not because you never made mistakes, but because you never stopped becoming better. And if there is a small whisper in your heart asking to be released, let it rise. A simple whisper, but strong enough for the universe to hear. I choose the light. Not light to judge anyone. Not light to win against anyone. Not light to prove your strength. But light that allows you to step into the most beautiful version of your soul. When you choose the light, the path opens. When you choose the light, those who do not belong to you will leave quietly. When you choose the light, good things will come without you chasing them. When you choose the light, blessings will flow into your life as naturally as breath. Tomorrow, when the door opens, when opportunity draws near, when signs appear, when intuition sparks, when your heart recognizes that this is meant for you, all you need to do is stand firm in that choice, the choice of light. And from that moment on, the next chapter of your life will be written in the language of peace. This journey is far from over. And in the final part, we will step into one of the most important moments of this story, the calling of your Sagittarius mission, and the bridge that leads you into the next chapter with a fully awakened heart. We will continue together in the light you just chose, Sagittarius. After everything you've endured, after all the miles your tired feet have walked, after all the pain your quiet heart has carried, after every moment you wanted to stop but chose to rise instead, you have arrived at this moment. A moment your soul has waited for. A moment the universe wrote into your path from the very beginning. A moment of awakening. A moment of purpose. A moment that belongs to you. You were not born to please anyone. You were not born to shrink into spaces that were never meant for you. You were not born to be a copy of another soul. You were born to be a pathfinder, a torchbearer, a guide for souls trying to find themselves, a living reminder that light never loses to darkness, even when you were doubted, even when you were misunderstood, even when you were judged unfairly. Even when you had to stand alone, the light in you never went out. Tomorrow, when that destined door opens, remember this. Your victory is not just yours. It is built from every pain you rose above. It is the echo of every time you stood up in silence. It is the reward for every night you struggled to stay whole. It is the recognition of everything you did when no one was watching. And more than anything, it is the torch you now hold, to light the way for others still trapped in their own darkness. When you step into tomorrow's victory, do it with compassion. Because your victory reminds the world that anyone can rise, no matter how many times they've fallen. Your victory reminds people that everyone can find the light, even after being lost for far too long. Your victory is a gift, not just for you, but for the world. If these words touch something deep within you, leave a gentle signal for the universe. A small affirmation powerful enough to awaken every resource inside you. I am ready to embrace my great destiny. This is not just a sentence. It is the call that brings the light back to you. It is the mark that tomorrow's doors will recognize. It is the message you send into the sky, signaling the moment you officially step into a new chapter of your life. And if your heart feels open, if you feel your light expanding, if you feel the urge to lift someone the way the universe is lifting you, share this light with someone who needs hope. One small act can change an entire life. And light only fulfills its purpose when it spreads. Sagittarius, the journey is not over. What you've heard is only the beginning of something much bigger moving toward you. The next part will reveal a truth the universe wants you to know the moment you enter this new phase. A powerful warning, a sign connected to someone who is about to enter your life. Someone who will not just influence you, but shift the entire direction of the path ahead. In the next video, I will speak about that sign. A sign that may shake your heart in the first few seconds. A sign your soul has sensed but hasn't yet understood in words. A sign that will expand your path, but also test your faith. A sign only those truly ready will recognize. Keep your light. Keep your peace. Let the universe lead. Because from this very moment, your great Sagittarius journey has only just begun.